Hello, beyond the gators out there. I've been away yesterday anyway. I did not recap yesterday's episode, so I'm going to recap yesterday and today's episodes and give my reviews. I didn't do yesterday's, and let me put my camera because I haven't updated my date down there in forever. Um, Yesterday's episode got a lot of fast forwarding from me. I am just not going to sit here and watch Ashley and Derek waste my time. It's not working for me. I don't like the writing in that story. We'll talk about it a little more in a while. I want to get to the positives first. In yesterday's episode, the main positive was Nicole finally finding out the truth about Dani and Andre. I'm glad Danny finally told her, and I'm glad that Nicole was rightfully peeved about it. And she was peeved for the right reasons as well, because everyone in the family does keep lying to Nicole or keeping info from her. So it is no wonder why she is starting to feel some kind of way about that. And the gag is that it's not going to stop here with Danny's information about her and Andre, because Vernon and Anita and Martin are keeping something from Nicole too. So when Nicole finds out that Anita and Vernon knew something about her son that Nicole didn't know, it's going to be more for Nicole to be pissed about, and rightfully pissed about. So I did enjoy that yesterday. I I like Chelsea and Madison. I don't. Well, on one hand, I don't like that Chelsea's like already in love with her and introducing her to the family. But like I said 2 days ago, I feel like the writing is strong there, mostly because it makes Chelsea like Danny. I feel like this is something Danny did when she was younger with Bill, and I feel like Chelsea is falling into that the same kind of trap where love and relationships are concerned. So I do like the writing there. I agree with some of the complaints I've seen online on Reddit specifically, talking about how it would have been nice to have a real romance between Chelsea and Madison. And that is something the show continues to miss out on and it just doesn't have for us. And I've been saying this for a month or more now, how a lot of the couples on the show just do not have chemistry. But it would be nice that even if the chemistry wasn't quite there or would start to grow over time, it would be nice to see some couples have these obstacles in their way to actually get together. Because right now, Chelsea and Madison are just like an insta couple. And on one hand, the writing for Chelsea, I like it because it makes her compared to her mother. But on the other hand, the show actually needs a romance worth rooting for. And we're just not getting it right now. Uh, what else happened yesterday before we talk about friggin' Ashley and Derek? I did like Bill taking out the $10 million life insurance with Haley as a sole beneficiary, mostly because it makes the possibility of future stories for Haley and Bill interesting. If there ever comes a time when Bill and Haley have a falling out, and I think that they will at some point, whether Danny's involved or not, I want to see if Haley becomes the schemer that wants to get money from Bill and maybe even go so far as to take him out. It's possible, and that this can lead to something like that. So I did like that turn in the story with Bill being concerned about his health. Let's see. What shout out to Kaiwan in the chat. Let's move on to. Well, we can't move on quite yet. I do want to rant about Ashley and Derek one more time. And I know there's someone in the comments. Let me find the person. He is the one Ashley and Andre fan. I'm convinced there's only one fan, and it is Damon Milline out there in the comments who is rooting for Andre and Ashley to get together. I'm not there yet, and I'm probably not going to be there anytime soon. But outside of Andre right now, the Derek and Ashley shit just it is a waste of time. And they've written it as a waste of time. And I'm not going to stop saying it. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time watching Ashley and Derek's poorly written relationship. And I just don't think it makes either character likable or rootable going forward. So I fast forwarded a third of yesterday's episode, and that's why I didn't get on here and recap it, because there's just been way too much Ashley and Derek lately, and they're not worth my time. And I will continue to feel that way until I see improvements. And so I'm glad that Damon Milline in the comments can be possibly invested in the future of Ashley and Andre, but I am not there yet. Let's move on to today's episode. I want to get the June storyline out of the way first, because that was also in yesterday's episode where there was some raids on a homeless camp and June lost her picture. And today, Naomi and mostly Jacob were able to get that picture back for her. It's the picture of the two children. And I'm still wanted to be connected to Haley, I guess. I still think Haley needs more as a character. I know I've had some comments over the past week that said Haley's kind of a lost cause of a character and they don't care about Haley. And I unfortunately kind of feel the same way. Which is, I don't know if making Haley related to June is going to suddenly make me care about Haley as a character more. Probably not, but it maybe adds more interesting layers to her. Let's go to the comments real quick, because Kaiwan's talking about Derek, and Kaiwan doesn't think that they can do anything with Derek to make him more interesting or make him as a bigger part of the show. They can, I suppose. It's gonna take a better storyline than what they gave us with Derek and Ashley, though, because Derek looks dumb all the time. And to me, Ashley's like super selfish. And I think there's going to be a day when they try and tie Ashley to Joey. But for me, I know Damon in the comments supposedly loves Andre and Ashley together. But to me, Ashley kind of ruins the character of Andre for me, too. Ashley's kind of a ruiner when it comes to characters. Her scenes with Naomi this past week and a half have been annoying when she was going at Naomi. So I think Ashley might just be a detriment to Joey's story, too. Shout out to Hemi in the comments. You've missed the last 2 episodes. Has it gotten any better? I did not like yesterday's episode at all. So yesterday's episode, I would say watch the Dani and Nicole scenes, and then you could fast forward the rest of them, because that was the biggest part of yesterday's show and really the only thing I enjoyed. Today was better, and we'll get into it right now. I like that we are making some progress on this Martin storyline and the secret and this mystery waiter man that is getting into Martin's head. And today Vernon questioned the guy to see if it was the guy from Martin's memories or dreams. And I'm still a bit confused with Martin's side of the story. I don't know if he remembers what happened or if that's being covered up by Vernon and Anita too. It's very confusing, that part of the story, because in the past they made it seem like Martin knew about what happened and Martin knows what Bill covered up. And so that does annoy me still. But the Smitty side of the story has become a lot more interesting. I complained like a week ago or more now that I wanted to see more Marcel and Elon and those 2 cops because they were dirty, and I want to see how those dynamics start to evolve with Jacob, who's the goody cop. And we saw a lot of them today. Smitty's doing this piece on Marcel, and he's finding out some very interesting information about Marcel. And it seems as though someone made this big payment to Marcel in the past. And when the show first started, they were making it seem like it could be that it was Joey with Marcel, and they do seem to have a thing. Marcel's just a crooked cop, clearly, who likes to be paid off to do dirty business. But now, with Marcel and Elon's talks today, they seem to put it out there that Smitty's investigation is going to lead Smitty back home. And so I don't know if they're talking about Martin or just the Duprees in general, but it seems as though that big payment probably came from the Duprees. And I'm looking forward to if Smitty gets that information. Will he finally have this big moment that I've been waiting for since the show started where he actually has a backbone with Martin? I hope so. Um, that would be a big deal to me for the Smitty character because I have been waiting for that. Yes, Smitty is getting more interesting finally, and I do think that that's probably the most interesting part of today. The Smitty and Marcel and Elon stuff. I don't really think Vernon and Martin got anywhere with the mystery man, but yeah. The other thing today that I guess was interesting, if you don't think that Tomas is not a robot, he and Kat had a scene today where Kat is still not giving him any. And they continue this virgin storyline with Kat and Tomas. They have not slept together. And today we saw that Tomas is playing it up like he's okay with waiting for Kat. But then we got this moment when they hugged that he seemed pretty perturbed. And I think that Tomas is sick of that from Kat. And yes, Himi, I am also over Kat and Tomas as well because they don't have any chemistry. Kaiwan says that Kat is going to be betrayed something with Leslie. I don't know. I still think we're gonna go the direction of Leslie being Kat's mom at some point, and it's gonna be a big fall for Kat. But as for Kat and Tomas, the virgin story is getting old for one, and they don't have any chemistry. It's true. I don't want to root for Tomas and Eva either, because as I've said many times, I think Eva deserves a better actor in a romance as well. So where they're gonna go, I don't know. I don't think I've seen complaints that people want this triangle to become more prominent because it could be a big story. But as I've said, it's not going to be a big story because Tomas brings it down. So it is unfortunate because I do think it could be a big story with a better actor playing Tomas. But yeah, sick of Kat and Tomas. True, I agree, Himi. And then I've also seen people say that maybe Kat and Jacob will hook up because they have shared a lot of scenes together over the past few weeks. And once again today, Kat was bothering Jacob about the DNA to try and bring Leslie down. And I'm not against that happening, I guess. It would spice up the character of Jacob for sure. But what interests me is the Kat and Naomi relationship, and all the scenes that they've shared over the past few weeks have been awkward. There does seem to be some tension between Naomi and Kat. I don't know if this is the show testing that this could be a more interesting triangle. Um, but that is interesting. Himi says you don't want that. I don't necessarily want it either. Because Jacob and Naomi should probably stay as the show's solid younger couple. But as Kaiwan is saying, that they need to give us something. They need to give us something juicy. And I kind of agree. I think this show is missing. It either needs to give us something compelling, like the whole Eva and Nicole stuff was doing. Eva and Leslie thing, the whole secret for Nicole and Ted. That was a good build. It gave us a good build. But since we're not getting that, either the stakes need to be raised in one of these other stories, or something juicy does need to kind of slap us in the face and be like, wow, this is trashy, but I like it and it's interesting and entertaining. I need one of those two things to happen because the show is in a bit of a lull. And while I do think the Martin secret could be continued to build up and be compelling, I don't know if we're there quite yet. But what one thing I do know as I sign off here for the night, um, I can't take another week of just Ashley and Derek having a lot of scenes. I can't do that. That is one thing that I can't do. And if they're taking up a third of the episode, like they did yesterday, then I'm going to have to fast forward a third of the episode. And I watch on Paramount Plus, so my minutes aren't getting watched on Paramount Plus when I have to fast forward Ashley and Derek. Peace out, guys.